Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 104 today and we are back for a big game. It is Motherwell in the SPFL Trust Trophy final. Stuart Kettlewell, the manager there. Motherwell flying in the Scottish Championship. They're top of the league. They only came down from the SPL last season and they should prove a formidable test. It's going to be a really close game. It's going to be a really good game. We'll take a little bit more of a look at them in a moment. But if you're looking forward to it, as well as a youth intake, we've got some exciting news potentially. And we'll also have an update on the King Greg Pringle and some other transfer plans for the summer as well. So loads to get through off the pitch too, hence just the one game today. If you're looking forward to that, please chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. There's links to all the playlists, including the Euro 2021 base with Scotland in the eye above. And there's also a link there to my food channel, the first video released last weekend. Thank you so much to those who have supported already and those who are following over on Twitch too. There's a link to the channel in the description below. We have regular live streams from FM21 and we're going to have loads of Euros watch-alongs in the next few weeks. So please do come and follow us there. You'll get alerts every time we go live. But thank you again for your remarkable support. It really is appreciated. Today though, we've got a lot to talk about, particularly off the pitch. We'll get into the SPFL Trust Trophy final shortly because that should be a pretty good game in itself. But we've had a game off camera, which you can see the result of there. We've also had a youth intake, which has some excitement attached to it. And we promised a little update on Greg Pringle, which is probably where we're going to start. And that's because it's been the most frustrating bit of the second half of the season so far. Because Greg Pringle is a player who we made an offer for because he was going out of contract in the summer. We tried to put in a bid. He said he didn't really want to discuss terms, which is fair enough. He was on big money at Liverpool. I was worried we wouldn't be able to get him anyway. I since see he's agreed a deal with Wraith Rovers. We got the notification because he's on our shortlist. Now, he's going there. He's had a brilliant season at Hull. He's earned what he's got. Wraith are flying, by the way. They're an established SPL club. They finished in the top half the last 2 years. They're in a European place at the moment. However, Greg Pringle has joined Wraith on a deal worth £28,000 a week. How on earth are they managing to pay that? It's an incredible effort and an incredible rise. And it shows how far we've got to go to get to the Scottish League. And when you see Motherwell top of the Scottish Championship, that's why I think this might be a tough game. We'll wait and see if I'm right. What we then did as a second option is went to our squad and said, can we get Luke Williams on a permanent? Because he's out of contract in the summer as well. Now, at the moment, it's gone back to he lacks the financial muscle. We said before we tried to offer him a deal. He wanted 15 grand a week. We just can't do it. Kai McDonald is loan ends at the end of this season. He won't come back to us because they want him to play with higher quality players. So we're really risking losing those loan players now. And the fact that we can't offer more than £5,900 a week is really holding us back a tad. So I'm not sure how we're going to cope with that today. In the meantime though, we're not too worried because we have got a little bit of a gem in our youth intake. So let's go and have a little look at it. The reason you won't be able to find them, because most of the youth intake is rubbish. Let me just put that out there straight away. So there's not much quality there in the remaining candidates. In terms of the ones we've signed up, we got a deal for Stefan Orlik, who is a right winger. I was looking at him and thinking maybe a right back in future or maybe just off to another club. But technically he's pretty good. He's got a lot of talent. He works hard. He's just not got the best personality in the world. And his attributes don't really fit his position that well. But he will still be a good footballer and I'm hoping he'll help somebody in the nation. So he's one that we've signed on. After that, we've got one more though. And that man is in the first team squad already. That's how good he is. He's not going to feature today, but he will towards the end of the league campaign. I have just one disappointment and one complaint though. Let's go and look at the squad so I can introduce him. The man is Kaio Bulkeley. He is a brilliant young player, a 16-year-old, but he's a number 10. Another one. So we've now got our best two ever youth players. The two that are really capable of playing at this level. And they both play the same position. So either they're going to have to rotate in the future or one of them's going to have to learn to play centre mid. And based on this guy's passing attribute, I think it might have to be him. He's only got 8 for passing, but he fits the mould of an attacking midfielder. He's a really good footballer. He might even be a good striker. I know he's not got the acceleration yet, but as a poacher, he's got everything else. He's a good free kick taker. He's got a decent personality. He's a team player. He's got flair. He's got that little bit of finesse that we're looking for, and he's already 2-star ability and 4.5 potential. He could be very special, and maybe someone else in the nation could sign him. I don't think that will happen, but what a young talent we've produced there. Maybe we just have to find a tactic with 2 number 10s, who knows. But he's not going to be displacing Tom Jones anytime soon. He's been a real talent throughout. But it is a really good sign that for the first time in years, we've bought through a couple of really good youth intake players. Added to that the fact that Martin Pasierek, who we signed in January, is improving. He joined at 18, so will become homegrown at the club. Gwen Morgan still getting game time, still starting to improve. There are some real positive signs around the club here. And it's just about whether we can replace those squad players in the summer and really go for it. If we lose out on a few of the Lone Stars though, that might become a little more difficult. So quite a lot of good news there. Let's have a look at the schedule for the one game we played off camera. That was of course against Llandudno in the league. We had that bitter disappointment against Porto after resting everyone against TNS, but we bounced back. And again, in a less than vintage performance, it was Kane Walters who came to the rescue. A really talented striker who scores goals galore. And he did so again there. It means we're 12 points clear with 4 games to go. The goal difference is unassailable. We're champions basically. We've just got to wait for it to be ticked off officially. That probably won't happen until TNS have played Aberystwyth next week. We might skip ahead after this game just to see if it happens. But otherwise, it's been a great season domestically. We just hit that same hurdle in Europe that we were so close to breaking. Otherwise, it could have been the perfect one. But it might be ruined just yet. We won every domestic competition last year. And this season, we've got Motherwell in the SPFL Trust Trophy final. We know it's going to be a difficult test. They're top of the championship, as we mentioned. We know that Stuart Kettlewell is a very good manager. Their key player, Tom Barkas, is a very decent player. Probably about the same as our box-to-box is. Maybe up there with the likes of Furlong and Broom. I'd argue he's similar quality. Their hottest prospect is a very good young goalkeeper at 16. Their captain is Danny Finlayson, who's a better centre-half than most of ours. And they've got a Welsh vice-captain, George Hagato, who looks pretty good as well. We wouldn't mind signing him, to be honest. It's a very good side. They've got players worth £3 million. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful team. They've got a couple of Welshmen in the squad. The other one's not bad either in Marcus Turner. I'm just seeing if any of them started out in Wales, just out of curiosity. Doesn't look like they did on this occasion. But we know this is going to be a really difficult test. So let's go and look at our lineup for today. We've had to make one change tactically because the man that we mentioned, Tom Jones, the brilliant youngster, he is a little bit heavy on the match load and he's not quite looked himself the last 3 or 4 games. It's his first season as the first choice throughout and it has caught up with him a bit. So we're going to put Scott Furlong forward into the number 10 role. Chris Broom is back on the left of the diamond. And that means our lineup looks like this. George Wickens between the sticks. Weaver and McDonald the fullbacks with Whittaker and Price at centre half. Price the only outfield player from our starting 11 who's yet to score this season out of curiosity. Harvey Lloyd's in the holding role with Broom in alongside Malone in centre mid. And then Furlong is up behind Williams and Walters up front. We've got the usual lot on the bench. Not a huge amount of quality, not a huge amount of depth. But let's see if it's enough in this one. We'll start with a positive mentality. We're aware we might have to drop it. But it's Motherwell versus Bangor City. And this should be a really close game. I hope it'll be a good one too. And there we have it. Just the one change from the last match is Christopher Broom in for Tom Jones, as we mentioned. And Broom is coming back to fitness now. It'd be good if we can get him back to his best ahead of next season. Get him back for the European qualifiers in style next summer. And I tell you what, it's a very good team for Motherwell. There's a lot of quality in there. And they've gone as strong as they can. So this is going to be really tough. Let's get through the tunnel interview. Let's get through the dressing room team talk. We're going to tell the lads to prove a point, pick up where they left off. A few of them motivated, the rest not really reacting. So is it going to be the classic big game performance, or are we going to fall at the final hurdle? I just saw a few fans behind the goal there. Looks to be a few more Motherwell supporters than Bangor City ones at this game. You'd probably expect that, I guess, given the nature of the final and the fact it's a Scottish competition. But with 10 minutes gone, we've had all the possession, a couple of shots, but no highlights. And that's the worrying sign. Can we take the chances and get the lead? Or will we get pegged back by the mothers? As Wiggins takes a short goal kick to Whittaker. Can we create something meaningful now? Out towards McDonald at right back. They're pressing us quite high actually. I didn't expect that in this game. Malone breaks the line though. Gives it away to Fernandez, the left back. He goes down the line to Burrows. We saw he was worth multi-millions. But McDonald gets on the end of the challenger. Brilliant bit of work from him. Walters knocks down the clearance to Broom. He's running at the defence. Poor pass the first time, but it falls for him again. And he gives it to Walters over on the left wing. Back to Weaver. Two inside of him. One is Harvey Lloyd. Releases Malone to Furlong, to Williams, to McDonald, just wide of the post. It's a little bit of a tiddler and a bobbler, but it was nearly on target. We still haven't hit the target with a shot yet, but it's been a really good start, and we've been the more authoritative side. We just need to create that one brilliant opportunity. Though with 9 minutes to the break, it still hasn't been forthcoming. However, Weaver's got an attacking throw here to Kane Walters, often the man that separates the sides when it's level, and Broome gets it back to Harvey Lloyd, to Malone, to Furlong again. He's got acres of space, through to Kane Walters. It's a really good save. I thought Furlong was going to shoot initially. Instead, just played a little disguised through ball. But Walters probably a bit close to the keeper when he went to take his first touch. Finlayson the skipper heads away the corner. Harvey Lloyd mops it up to mean there's no problem on the counter. And despite having 3/4 of the possession and all the shots, it's 0-0 at half time. And that's when you have to start worrying, is it going to be our day? Or are we going to get caught out? We've got the lads motivated again. We get into the second half. This is a big game for us. I don't want to throw away a competition we could win. But it's a Motherwell corner. We're coming up to the hour. Stevenson heads just over. First chance of the match, and it's nearly a goal. We didn't defend well enough there. We've got a few worries with fitness. I'm going to take Broome off as one of them. Because, of course, we can't rely on him to stay fit. We've got Furlong going back in. We'll put Tom Jones as the number 10. I don't want to make any other changes yet. I can see Lloyd's knackered. I can see Malone's tired. But I don't want to do it just yet. We're going to try and hang out for a little longer. Okay, 16 minutes to go and there's nothing. So Scott Furlong will be replaced by Daniel Williams. Is there anything else we can do? Luke Williams hasn't been great up front. He's not really scored many goals at all recently. If we go back the last couple, he hasn't. Did score 2 at Porto, didn't he? But hasn't been back in form since. We thought that might be the turning point. McDonald's motivated at right back. Weaver's not been the best on the left, but we haven't got as good a replacement there. So it's just about who gets tired first, and it's Malone. Let's see out this highlight and then we'll make the change, as Wickens gives it to Whittaker with a short goal kick. Chance to bring it forward without any pressure. But again, Motherwell pressing into our half here. Daniel Williams goes back to Lloyd. We're being forced backwards. It's good work from our opponents. As McDonald goes back to Whittaker. We just need that one big chance. The one big opportunity, maybe for Kane Walters. Whittaker goes down the line. There's nobody there. And Gebby gives it back to Hajato. To Stone, the goalkeeper. Chips forward long. Dixon Peters gets it down to Stevenson. Burrows chases it, but McDonald clears away. But again, it's hit and hope. It's not really going anywhere. Though Williams closes down. He nicks it off the defender. Puts Kane Walters in. And as I said before, and as is so often the case, when these games are on a knife edge and we need one goal, it is always Kane Walters who turns up with it. To be fair, Luke Williams did most of the work there. We were proven right to keep him on. So now let's get Luca Cannell on to shore up the midfield. He'll go alongside Daniel Williams. The tired legs are off. And we've got 11 minutes plus stoppage time to hang on to our lead. No chances for Motherwell. Stoppage time on the way. We're going to drop to balanced. So throwing on the right for Kai McDonald. Very advanced position here. Gives it to Luke Williams. Can we get the cross in and wrap it up? It's Lloyd who's got it 30 yards out to Luca Cannell. Chance to shoot. Lays it into Weaver instead. Lovely reverse pass. But the shot is really poor. You see the fullbacks scoring screamers all the time. Put them 1-on-1 8 yards out. And they always hit the keeper. It's very frustrating. Daniel Williams will take the in-swinging corner. Doesn't beat the first man. It's really poor. And it's hoofed downfield where Motherwell have left free up. But Kai McDonald, what a Rolls Royce at right back. He looks tired. He's not had his best game. But he did really well to deal with that. As Wickens gives it to Whittaker. Beats the press as Motherwell push 5 men up there. And Daniel Williams has now got acres of space to run into. Gets to 30 yards out. Keeps going alone. Gets into the box unopposed. And he tries to just do that little banana shot with the outside of the foot. It does curve, but it curves a bit too far. It goes wide of the far stick, and Stone will clear long downfield, up towards Stevenson. Knocked down for Naismith. He's got a man running off him. Don't concede like this. Whittaker wins the tackle. It falls for Gebby, now for Barkas. Oh no. This heartbreak all over again. It's just like the Porto match. It's 1-1 in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. And we've been pegged back. It is the first shot on target for Motherwell after utter dominance from Bangor City. And we've thrown it away again. Absolutely ridiculous. Into extra time we go. And look, Motherwell have got their tails up now. They've scored again. How simple was that? Throw in from the left-hand side. Burrows flicks on for Dixon Peters. And after equalising in the 93rd minute, the 3rd minute of stoppage time, they score in the 92nd minute proper in extra time. What a turnaround. They've had 2 shots on target all game. Daniel Williams takes a free kick into the back post. Cannell loses out. Dixon Peters has got space to run into. We look all over the place. We've just turned into an amateur side here. Dixon Peters runs through. It's a brilliant save by Wickens. We've got to berate them. What on earth is going on back there? We could do with another sub or two. Tom Jones has got an injury. Lloyd shattered. McDonald shattered. And Barkers has got it 25 yards out. Chance to shoot. Gives it to Stevenson. But we look all at sea. From being 1 minute from winning a trophy, we look like we could lose by 3 or 4. It's been a disgraceful start to extra time. And it's Motherwell on the front foot again with Dixon Peters. Gets it on that right wing. He's taking on John Price and he's beaten him easily. Goes back to Williams and Crawford. Is he going to go forward? He does. He finds Gebby to Williams, to Naismith, to Barkas, to Burrows, to Barkas again. And the shot's blocked. Jones plays a 1-2 with Cannell and he's up towards Kane Walters. Can he save us again? He's got a red card out of Fajardo. We're going to go attacking now. We've got 11 v 10. We've got 18 minutes. We've got to go for it. All out attack. Can we get an equaliser? Penalties would be a dream at this point. And we're seeing it straight from the start of the kickoff in the second half of extra time. Gebby gives it wide to the fullback. It's Burrows who picks it up there. He's dropped back into a deeper position and switches it to Stevenson. They've got one man less on the pitch and they always seem to have the man over. We have been a disgrace for the last half an hour. And the problem is, I don't know if it's the tired legs or the weaker midfield. Because Luca Cannell is not the same player he used to be. And there's a few others here who are all over the shop. Barkas on the left-hand side. They're embarrassing us. They go back to Crawford. And again, we're second best. Luke Williams nicks it though. Gives it to Kane Walters. Beats the defender. He's into the box. Kane Walters scores. The saviour cometh again. It is not about Greg Pringle now. We've just seen the last of him as he's off to Raith Rovers. But what a goal from Kane Walters. The hero is back. Now can we win it in extra time and avoid the lottery of penalties? Or will we concede again? Burrows puts a free kick in. Oh, you've got to be joking. How have they had a free header there? Wickens down. It hits the post and avoids him on the way back out. But what on earth is going on defensively? We've got a free kick with 2.5 minutes left. Who's taking it? It should be Daniel Williams, I think. Stevenson's in the wall. I'm not sure what the delay is. Here's Daniel Williams, though. 2 minutes to go and he could be a hero. Might be his final season, but what a way to finish off that would be. Daniel Williams with a rocket of a free kick. It's an unbelievable strike from distance. We're going to put the fullbacks on defend. We're going to make sure we don't get caught out. But that, from Daniel Williams, is a fitting winner. What a hero and what a servant he's been. And what a moment that could be in his final season. I'd imagine he'll be one of the ones sold in the summer. As Barkas gets it on the left, it might not be over yet. Kai McDonald loses out. It's into Dixon Peters. Thank goodness for that offside flag. From the kickoff, we've let them get the ball in the back of the net. But on this occasion, thankfully the assistant referee saves us. 1 minute of extra time played. My word, we did that the hard way. 1-0 in the 93rd minute we led. We threw it away in the final minute of stoppage time. We then conceded at the start of extra time and looked all at sea. But a red card, a Kane Walters heroic goal and a stunning Daniel Williams free kick saved the day. George Wickens made his fair share of good saves too. And as a result, he now lifts the SPFL Trust Trophy. Brilliant performance from Bangor City. A good result in the end despite some scares. 2 of the 3 billboards broken there for some reason. But it doesn't matter. It was a wonderful result and we get ourselves the trophy. Can we get the quadruple for the 2nd year in a row? And Kane Walters, if he hasn't earned Greg Pringle status now, I don't think he ever will. What a result, what a moment for us. And added to the youth intake with the stars coming through, it's a very special week for Bangor City Football Club. And to be fair, for however good we said the performance was, we said it would be a close game against Motherwell and they pushed us all the way. There were 20,000 fans there. Where was that held? Derek Adams Park. Who play there at the moment? Oh, so it's Ross County's new ground. Fair enough, it's a brilliant stadium. And the fact Ross County have got a new 20,000 seater suggests that Scottish football is going places. Add that to Raith playing 30 grand a week for Greg Pringle. I think we might be onto something there. Scotland is the place to be. We get a bit of money out of that. We've got the double wrapped up so far. Tom Jones has only got a short injury, but it might allow a debut in the next game to our new star number 10. And then Cole Lacey's going to have to go next season. We'll try and loan him out. We'll try and sell him to a Welsh club because I don't think he's going to get much football here. Despite getting a few games this season, he's not going to go much further with us. The Bangor City border happy Kane Walters has to get the praise. What a hero he is, and that's 40 goals for the season now. We forget how much of an impact he's had. Considering it was a poor start as well, he's now probably outscored Greg Pringle. And that's a remarkable feat. If he can get 5 or 10 more, could be our first man to 50 goals in a season. So we praise his efforts in front of goal. Let's have a quick look at him. He is still improving as well. What a superstar. Liverani spotted at the park. He is looking at Harvey Lloyd. He is going nowhere, my friends. Let's have a look at the schedule though for when we're next going to be back. We're going to try and get through all the rest of these league games. We're hopefully going to beat Colwyn Bay in the semi-final of the Welsh Cup. And we will be back for, I hope, the final league game of the season against Llandudno and a Welsh Cup final against either TNS or Barry Town United. Either of those will be a difficult game for us. Barry on the verge of getting back up to third now, just 3 points behind. And that could help the country out in Europe next year. If you're looking forward to that though, and you did enjoy a stunning performance against Motherwell, please do put a thumbs up on the video. They pushed us all the way, they gave us a scare, but we got there in the end. Let me know also what you think of the stars in the youth intake, particularly that young number 10. And which one do we retrain as a centre mid? It's a difficult question to answer, but we've got to find a way, because I don't want to give up one of the 2 quality youngsters we've had. If you want to stay up to date and see how we finish the season, whether we can wrap up the rest of the trophies, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos released from 2 long-term stories, and you can also find other playlists up in the eye above too. As I mentioned earlier, please do give the food channel a try if you haven't yet, and if you can subscribe, it does make a massive difference. And come and follow me over on Twitch as well. There's a link in the description to my channel, and we've got regular live streams from both FM21 and Euros watch-alongs coming later this month. But a big thanks for watching, your continued support as always, it is greatly appreciated. And hopefully we can finish this season in style, keep building that Welsh coefficient and keep building the reputation of the league. And then next season, we try and have a watershed moment in Europe. And maybe we'll splash the cash in the summer as well. I'll see you next time to find out if we can do it.